up here with my man Mario Jerez calling the Spanish broadcast. Had a great call. It was cool to sit next to him. As soon as Scone gets on, we'll start this broadcast. We're inside Tiger Stadium. I hope everybody can hear me. I got the pods in. Where you at, Scone? Tigers win 42-28. Trask throws for 310. Edwards-Helaire goes for 139. So much to get to over the next couple of minutes. Brought to you by Citizens Bank and Trust. We got a cooler to give away again. Where you at, Scone? Waiting on Matt Moscona to join here. But it's cool. We're live inside the stadium, as you can see behind us. The band did not play neck, but what a crowd, man. What a home field advantage for LSU tonight. Still waiting on Scone to jump in here. All right, jump inside here. Interactive. So I'm gonna wait for Moscona to jump on. Moscona, when you get on, just give me a comment and I'll throw it at you. Where to start, man? The stats are in. LSU 42-28 before we officially toast here on Whiskey and Wine presented to you by Citizens Bank and Trust. I got my Citizen sign that I'll pull up after these guys get out of here with Mario. Mario, appreciate him for allowing me to stop in here and do it. But what a great win tonight for LSU as the Tigers improve to 6-0. They may wake up and be a number 2, number 3 team in the country on Monday morning with what happened in the top 25 today. But here tonight, this place was rocking, man. This was a great home field advantage for LSU. Let's see if we got Moscona in. There he is. Kirk, you got to get that cooler, man. We got a couple to give away here.
No, man.
Yeah, bro, I got you.
Bro.
How we feeling? Let me grab this Citizens. Check it out.
Firming me up a little bit, bro. Just framing up my stuff a little bit here, bro. Tigers. Bro, you know what's weird, man? Never, so.
I'm all up in the corner over here. Yeah, I'm in Mario's press box where he just called the game on the Spanish broadcast. We're about to move out of here. I'm about to get set up, but yeah,
that's awesome, bro. Good setup.
Here. Yeah,
you sound
how's
awesome,
my sound?
Perfect.
Sweet. Trying to get a good backdrop for us.
So, dude.
Shout out to Jim Ferguson and the crew.
Yeah, man. So, look, Jim hooked us up with the coolers again, bro. So, we'll be giving these away at some point. You have got to share the post. Only if you share the post will you be eligible to win one of these. Jim dropped off like 4 of them on Friday, so we got a handful to give away, man. But you got to share the post if you want to win it. So, and also shout out to Ben and the whole crew over at Burger IM, first-time sponsors here on Whiskey and Wine, man. Super generous people, man. Went by for dinner yesterday for the whole family. They do catering boxes, traditional burgers, gourmet burgers, all kind of cool stuff, man. You get a burger anywhere, but great people, good vibe, TVs, clean. They got beer on tap as well if you want to go have a burger and a beer. If you want to bring the family and do a milkshake, you can do that too. And you know what else, bro? My guy, Ben, over at Burger IM, hooked your boy up with a bottle of Whistle Pig Barrel Pick Frankenbabe from Calandros.
Oh.
I was like, mighty generous there, Ben. Thank you, Kat. So, hey, so you got nothing to pour, I guess, huh?
He knows the way to your boy's heart. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's up there in my bag.
Okay.
I packed. I was riding dirty. Yep.
I'm glad they let you through, bro. Oh, man. Dude, what a game, dude. Oh, my God, what a game. Holy moly, what a game.
I dropped off my – I got the ESPN radio crew, and the statistician just looked at me when I sat down with my bottle of wine. He looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Riding dirty, bro. You dropped a little riding dirty.
We're about to get wasted.
Well, bro, let me know. Let me know when you get your pour, dude. We'll do a toast. In the meantime, cheers.
Yep. Hang on, I gotta open it. I'm
Oh man.
just getting started over here, bro.
Let me see.
What a home field advantage tonight for the Tigers.
Dude, you were there, so I mean, you can elaborate on that a little bit, man. Why don't you go? You start with the atmosphere, the environment, what you saw there.
Scone, it was one of those days where I got out here this morning early, came out here and like rode the bike, just kind of took in the entire environment, and then went back home, got dressed, and then came back out here, And the energy all day long around the stadium was, like we've seen it for every big game here in Baton Rouge. Tops off, bro. And it was when they were warming up, place was full, place was loud. Like Tebow was talking about earlier this week when big games, when, like he was like talking about how it's not early, it's not loud just during the game, it's loud before the game. Tonight was one of those games.
Oh,
cheers, buddy. I'm poured up.
I know we got a little latency here, about 2 seconds or so, but I'm toasting here with you, bro. Cheers.
And dude, like it was loud from the start. Hector, great to meet you, man. Great call tonight. Thank you for allowing me in your booth. It was cool to watch you work.
It was a pleasure having you here.
Yes,
Tell
sir,
Hector your boy said what up.
Moscona says what's up.
Dude,
there he is. Mario, the star, bro. Mario,
are you
the star.
drinking your wine in one of the paper Coke cups? my boy Rufino in one of the free paper Coke cups from the press box. I love it, bro. I love this show so much.
I mean, look at my setup, bro.
I love this show so much, man.
I mean, Jim Ferguson. We love
you know how many people are like, man, hey, you should do graphics, and you should get in studio. I'm like, fuck studio. Are you kidding? Let's sit in my office and drink whiskey and do this rudimentary stuff. Anyway, all right. Go ahead. Tebow, go ahead.
But it was just a home field advantage, bro. Yeah, like Tebow was talking about during the week. Like he was saying, it's like not one of those places where it's loud just during the game. It's loud the entire game. I mean, that was the atmosphere tonight. I mean, it was loud the entire time. I shot a video at the start of the fourth quarter when they played Calling Baton Rouge. Place was jam-packed. I know you and I shit on this place sometimes, and it deserves it a lot of the time.
No doubt.
But when it's big games and when it's time to show up, it is
Jordy.
There's no comparison. And tonight was one of those nights where it was so strong, bro. Like, I mean, it was cool to be here. You know what I mean? It was just kind of cool to just see this place. Kind of, it felt a little retro.
Tiger Stadium is the best big game venue in the sport. Not close. It's you can bring into Utah State at 11 a.m. and you'll have 40,000 people there, or whatever the number is, and it'll suck. There's no question. For something like this, there's just nothing like it. And man, I'm gonna tell you what. I was leaving pregame at 7 o'clock. And I'm driving home, and I'm coming down I-10. I could look off to the right, and I could see the lights. And I was like, I like in my pit. I was like, shit, man. I wish I was in there right now. Like not working. I wish I was in the number, yelling my face off and going bonkers and living it, man. And that's one of the things you sacrifice when you do the job. But you know what? It was cool though, man. It looked awesome.
Sure.
It looked awesome.
I got the colors on tonight. I was walking through the press box, getting over here. Mario set up with my LSU book sack and my LSU gear on. I'm like, dude, I'm in it tonight, bro. I'm one of the.
Let's
one
talk
of
about the
the
games.
103.
Someone just said,
All right, so
Scone
hit me,
more
dude.
points than you thought. I picked it I picked it 35. No, I'm sorry. I picked it 34-17. I picked LSU 30. No, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, I picked it 34-20. 34-20 was my pick. I picked LSU by 14. I liked LSU in this ball game. I thought they would score. I didn't think Florida could stop them because nobody stopped them, and Florida didn't stop them. But, man, the one thing I did not anticipate tonight was, and I even said this a million times on pregame today, Jay, was I didn't think Kyle Trask could put together 8, 10, 12-play drive. So the key for LSU is don't turn the ball over, give him a short field, make Kyle Trask go 8, 10, 12 plays, and I'll be damned, that son of a bitch put together 75-yard drive after 75-yard drive after 75-yard drive. LSU could not get off the field on third down. Look, man, I am pumped about the win. I think what this proved is you can score on any damn body. You just went and put up 42 on a defense filled with Sunday players, not Saturday players, Sunday players. But man, you got a legit. Yeah,
What I
no
tell you
doubt.
about Dan
Hey,
Mullen?
man, no.
My
So,
bad.
and I even tweeted at one
Go
point
ahead.
that Dan Mullen to school and Dave Aranda, and Geis replied to me. He goes, "Not really, though." I'm like, Dan, bro, I don't know what you watching. He's an NFL player, and maybe he knows something I don't know. But man, when I look at the fact that in this game, Florida was 9 of 17 on third down, and really at one point they were 9 of 13 before like that very end of the game, or no, I'm sorry, we're 9 of 16 before the end, and they missed on third and fourth down. Brother, I'm gonna tell you what, man. How many times in the second half did we see on 3rd and 19, 3rd and 10, we see screens for 21 yards, screen for 19 yards. Every time it looked like Dave Aranda decided, okay, here's where I'm going to bring pressure. Mullen had the right call, man. He's done more with less, and now he's got more at Florida. Yeah, go ahead.
But and he deserves that. But
No, you're right, bro.
He doesn't know how to manage a quarterback. Bro, why did he go to Emory Jones again? I told you this about him 2 weeks ago when I was watching him in Tennessee.
Auburn.
Trask was on fire against Tennessee 2 weeks ago. Like it was like 11 straight completions type on fire. And he puts Emory Jones into the game, and Trask can't find his way back. Tonight, same thing. He was picking LSU apart, and not only like picking them apart, he's going at Stingley.
Yep.
Like going at their best.
They went after Stingley.
I mean, and Mullen, he must have, I don't know what he was doing, but he must have promised him something in recruiting because he puts him into the game where it feels so force-fed. It's almost like he sabotages his team.
The one, did you see when I quote tweeted you on Peter Burns' tweet tonight? Okay, so
I didn't see it yet.
In the third quarter, Florida gets the ball to start the half. They score. They go up 7. LSU scores. They tie it. On the next Florida possession is when they started the possession with the hold, right? So then they go 3 and out because on 3rd and 19, then Marcel Brooks comes up with the sack. So LSU gets off the field. They score. LSU's up 35-28. The next series, they come back with Emory Jones and go 3 and out. And Peter Burns tweets, "Man, why would you go to Emory Jones when Trask?" It's a quote tweeted. I was like, at Jordy, Culotta. Because I know that was your point last week. That was your point last week with that Auburn game. And that spot, it did make a lot of sense. And even in the goal line at the end of the game, going to Emory Jones did make a lot of sense. But
Trask threw for 300 yards.
And you know what? Watching it live is frustrating as hell, bro. But part of me sits back and I go, I understand what Dave Aranda was doing. In the first half, it looked just like Northwestern State, man. He was not bringing any pressure. It was just like, hey, we're going to play coverage and make you go 10, 12 plays all the way down the field without misfiring on a pass or something. See if we can get home with 4. And LSU never did, and Trask picked them apart like you tip your cap. In the second half, they dialed up some of the pressure, but every time they dialed up pressure, it's like they had the perfect call on to counter that. So, I mean, I kind of understand what Aranda was doing, thinking, man, Kyle Trask isn't going to beat us up and down the field all night long, but I'll be damned, he did, man. He did. I mean,
Right.
just 20. So here's the numbers. Trask, 29 of 39 for 310, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Emory Jones, 1 of 3 passing for 1 yard and a touchdown. But through the rushing numbers, P. Ryan, 17 for 65, Trask, 10 for 21, but the sack yardage kills him. Jones ran 9 times for 36. You know, I mean, LSU did a pretty good job bottling up the run, except in key moments. It felt like that was the pain in the ass, man.
Yeah, and look, I thought they played better in the second half.
7 points in the second half.
They
You're
only
right.
gave up 1 score in the second half. That goal line stand late, that was right in front of us here. That was as good as it got all night long. But hey, look, we can all agree that the defense needs a little bit of work. But for a minute, can we toast again to what we're watching offensively, bro? I mean,
Cheers.
LSU offense. Check out the wide receivers' numbers tonight, dude. Justin Jefferson, 10 catches, 123 with a score. Jamar Chase, 127 with 2 scores. Thaddeus Moss had a nice night with 3 grabs. But Jefferson and Chase both leading the conference coming into the game as far as yards per game and production. And to see those 2 guys do work against that defensive backfield tonight, T and I were talking about it yesterday on the show, on guys that set themselves up to make money outside of the big number, outside of the Burrow and those guys. Justin Jefferson was one of the first guys that I rattled off because of, the defensive backs coming in here tonight. And he's a little overlooked for as productive as he is, for as good as he's been, not only this season, for what, since he's been here at LSU, and he's a little overlooked. Scone, bro,
Awesome.
got Cat doing work against pros tonight. I'm telling you, like getting separation 15, 12 yards down the field, getting away from those guys. I mean, I was watching Georgia play today. That was Georgia's problem. Those wide receivers could not get away from South Carolina's DBs. They couldn't get any separation. They couldn't get off the jam on the line of scrimmage, and they couldn't get separation down the field. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase were running away from Florida's DBs tonight.
We
away
talked
from
about that before the season with Georgia. Georgia lost their top 5 pass catchers of a year ago. You don't think that matters right now? Shit. All right, so let's get to some of the, like, I know we talked about some of the bad with defense. We're going to get to that. And everybody watch. If y'all just joining us, please hit the share. Again, friends at Citizens Bank and Trust, Jim Ferguson gave us the coolers again, and we're going to we got like 4 or 5 of these. We're going to give these away, but you have to share the post. So we'll pick the winners among those that hit the share button. So please hit the share. And shout out to Burger I Am as well on Perkins. Perkins right at Essen there in the Ichiban Square Shopping Center. Go get your burger. Great family-friendly place. Great tailgate packages as well if you want to cater. 40, 60 people, they got you covered. All right, so we talked about defense. I'm sure we're going to get to that. Hey, how about I'm going to give a shout to my Calicut Bear, bro. Clyde Edwards-Helaire tonight was awesome. And
Beast.
And it wasn't just like he hit the big run on the first play or the first drive, the 57-yarder that set the tone. Was that the first play of the game offensively?
I think it was the first offensive play. Clyde breaking that one.
It was the first play of the second drive. The first drive, they missed a field goal. They forced a 3-and-out. First play of the second drive, 57 yards.
Coach. One thing. Cade York over the last 3 weeks needs to be discussed.
So I asked you
needs to be talked about.
After he missed the field goal against was it Northwestern State or Vanderbilt? And I was like, hey man, do we need to talk about Cade York?
Vanderbilt.
It was like, no. He had a pressure kick against Texas. He made it. Hey man, it's legit time where you start to go. Hey man, look, Ogeron had a spot in the second half where he could have lined up to kick the field goal. He lined up to go for it on 4th and 1, and but for the false start on 73. They're going for it there instead of trying for 3. Whereas a year ago, Cole Tracy's trotting out there to get you 3 points. It didn't cost you tonight, man, but it sure could have, especially in a spot where,
Heads up, just a heads up.
Yeah.
TD Price,
Dude,
bro. How about him?
You know what's oh God, him and Emory are so explosive, man. The touchdown run he had was, I mean, once he exploded through the line, it was like a gunshot. I mean, you can see why they're aching to get these guys on the field, right? I mean, it's like they know how special they are as runners. But you know what? I don't know if you noticed this. First drive of the second quarter is when Emory went into the ball game. LSU had the ball there. Um, Bro,
Never went back in.
They
What's
they
up?
gave
Did
him
he
the
miss
ball
somebody? Did he miss
on
pass
first
protection?
down. He got the short run. On second down, he whiffed a block. Burrow eluded the pressure and scrambled for 13 yards, but he olayed a block. I mean, that's
Bro. 2-star or 5-star.
amen,
If you
brother.
can't
Like
protect 9, you
that's
can't
the
play.
story right now. You'll go back and see it. He olayed that block, and they scored on that drive. They had Jefferson for 36. They had they called the pass interference on Florida on that drive, and that's when Jefferson scored the touchdown in the right corner. By the way, what a throw by Burrow, bro! The touchdown pass to Jefferson in the right corner of the end zone. Did you see the replay of it?
Uh,
Bro, no,
I saw it
dude,
live.
go look at my Twitter. ESPN had a slow-mo view from behind Burrow. The window he fit that ball into was absurd. Absurd. Like, it was a Sunday throw. I mean, I laugh at anybody who's
Is this
rolling to his right.
Is this
Yep,
rolling?
rolling to
Is
his
this when
right,
he's
front
rolling
corner
and
of the
throws
end
it
zone.
in
They
the corner?
reviewed it to make sure Jefferson had crossed the plane. But, bro, go look at. I tweeted it. Go look at the play. Insane. Oh, really?
Moss was wide open on that play. Yeah,
Moss was awesome.
I thought Moss played good tonight. He was he was limping a little bit in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
which I hate to see that, man. I hope he can make it through. Shelvin, I thought, played great. He looked like he was hurt late in the game. Like
He went
had
out
played
early.
through some
He went
stuff
out
tonight.
early with what would look like a shoulder injury. They found something with him, bro, coming off the edge. Hey, real quick, one more thing on Moss. I'm glad you brought him up. I don't know if you saw this live, but he recovered a fumble in a key spot. It was in the third quarter. The game was tied at 28. This was after LSU had forced the punt, right? They had the holding call on first down, and then Marcel Brooks gets the sack. LSU gets the ball, and on second down, they complete a pass to Jefferson over the middle. He got popped. He fumbled on the way down, and Moss fell on it. And it was nobody saw it because LSU hurried up to the line and just kept going. But they ruled fumble, and they gave him the ball at the spot where Moss recovered. Like, heads up play by Moss to be there, man, because that's a spot where you lose that football, and now all of a sudden you give them half a field in a tie ball game. So that was so I agree with you, man. That's a good call on Moss. Moss is obviously their most complete tight end. I don't think there's any question, man. He's playing really good football right now, and they're trying to get him more involved in the passing game. And I don't know what his issue was a year ago, but I'm glad they worked that shit out because he's playing good right now.
Really, just keeping him healthy. That's why I'm saying, man. I hate to see him limping towards the end of the game because. But you're right. I mean, he is their most complete tight end.
No,
I'm trying to change up our background a little bit, buddy. As Mario and his crew gets out of here.
All right, you do that. I'm gonna yell at some of these people. Joey Gibson, what's up, man? Jeremy Brinkmeyer, Stephen Baker, Blake Ruffino, Roy Moore, what's good? So Roy Moore says Aranda's on the sideline. It doesn't matter how good of a coach you are if the players can't do the job. It's about personnel, but apparently you know nothing about how football works. He's a hell of a coach, but he can't play for them, stupid. Hey, Roy, that's fine and good, but the players are executing what the coaches call, stupid. And the fact of the matter is when you decide to blitz and the other coach on the other sideline has your blitz call snuffed out and has a screen call that goes for 21 on 3rd and 19, you got beat, kid. So take your little shit down the road, Roy. Clown show. Aranda is a great coach. Aranda is a great coach, but so is Dan Mullen, and he showed it again tonight. And every year we see this with Dan Mullen. Like, Dan Mullen is a coach that maximizes his talent, and he is given LSU fits. He had fucking Felipe Franks running speed option last year, and that's what opened the game for him. I mean, come on.
Bro, he had Nick Fitzgerald looking like a player.
You're right. Thomas Marion, what's up? Brandon English, Derek Matthews. How about the big nasties up front tonight? Hey, man, you know who looked awesome tonight? That wasn't what I was going to say, but dude, Tyler Shelvin he ate that center's lunch tonight,
doubt, bro.
Ate his lunch, man. God, it was awesome. I mean,
I thought Chasson played great.
Man, maybe my expectations are just outsized for him. He came up with the play at the end of the ball game on the 4th down. He did come up with a sack, but hell, they ended up converting after the sack. Man, I just thought, you know what's disappointing about that, Jordy? So you and I, we were doing whiskey, not just him, but so you and I were doing whiskey and wine last week during the Florida Auburn game. Auburn didn't bring extra people. What did they do to Kyle Trask? No, they didn't.
They did bring extra
Auburn
people.
rushed their front four and annihilated that all. God, and
just
in the whole first half, Aranda didn't bring any pressure, and nobody get home. Chasson didn't get home. Dude, Logan played. Lawrence played. They all everybody played. LSU could not get home rushing 4. Couldn't. So, I mean, at some point, fuck, man, go whip somebody's ass, man. You know what I mean? Like, that was the most disappointing thing in the first half. It was like Aranda said, all right, I'm going to trust my guys to see if I can get pressure with 4 and go play coverage, and never got home. And Florida's receivers are good and made plays. So, I don't know, man. I think that's a bummer, dude. I hope some guys develop, man, but it's LSU, they don't got the studs up front defensively like they've had in years past, man. They don't have an Arden Key, Spears and Hill combo. I mean, they don't have that guy right now. I don't think so anyway. Maybe you disagree. I
hope Marcel. No, I don't disagree. I mean, they definitely don't have those guys for sure. And I thought Chasson brought some really good energy in the second half. And look, I said the same thing on Monday, and Ogeron stopped me at the press conference and said, "Go watch the Vanderbilt film again." And everything that Patrick Queen was doing was because Caleb Chasson was doing his job. So I think within the program, they're okay with him. They like to get more pass rush, obviously, from an individual standpoint. Yeah. I hope they found something in Marcel Brooks.
God, that's good.
I really do. I mean, because it looked like on third down, they are rotating. I mean, the linebacker rotation tonight. Damone Clark played a ton of snaps. Micah Baskerville played a nice amount of snaps.
Bro, Baskerville was playing red zone snaps. He came up with a play at the goal line, knocking dude out of bounds on 3rd and 2 or second and 2.
I mean, I thought Jacob Phillips was hurt. I was asking his
Bro, I think it was one of those things where the defense was on the field the whole game. They had to put people out there. I mean,
just rotating bodies.
Dude, you know who played a ton was 93. And look, 93 played a ton.
I got a good take. I got a great Justin Thomas. Yeah, he did. Dude, real quick, like little side note, look at the defensive line next year, what they could be with those guys like Neil Farrell, Justin Thomas, those guys as seniors. You bring in all these freshmen, they could have a nice rotation. Mm-hmm. Shelvin, obviously. But what did I want to say on the offense and like something like that you cannot use as an excuse from a defensive standpoint was the offense going out there and scoring quick. Like they weren't going out there and just like zapping touchdowns with, 3 or 4 plays. Now they did have those tonight. They did have the 2-play scoring drive. They did have the 1 minute and 43 second 5-play scoring drive in the second half, which, I mean, they still did that, but they did also control the clock and give the defense some rest for some long scoring drives to keep them off the field. And then immediately coming back and the defense was gassed again. So, we've seen those over the last couple of weeks. The offense, they don't give them any rest. Well, tonight the offense controlled the ball, controlled the clock for them for some nice amount of time, and gave them some good sideline time.
Did you hear this week? It was somebody mentioned this on the SEC coaches teleconference. Did you hear the run-pass ratio for LSU this year going into this game? Dude, I was
50-50, isn't it?
Coming into this game, they had thrown 188 passes and run the ball 184 times. I was stunned. And I thought, and even I heard that, and I was like, it had to be like, they ran it 50 times this past week against Utah State because they were up big. Bro, I went back and looked. The biggest disparity all season was the Texas game. They threw it 12 more times than they ran it. Like they have been 50, like they've been balanced. I mean, so they put up 511 yards tonight. LSU threw it 24 times. They threw it 24 times. Guess how many times they ran it tonight?
I really don't know
24.
this number, and I'm going to guess 18.
24 runs, 24 passes. Bro, like on the number 50-50. I will give, like, it is obvious, like, Ensminger is – dude, when Ogeron was hired, he said, we want to be 50-50. Like, that was his thing always. We want to be 50-50, run pass. And, dude, his first year – I saw that – dude, I saw that this week. I went and looked it up.
Buddy.
His first year – now, this was with Canada, so they were doing all the jet sweeps and shit, but they ran it 65% of their snaps. Last year, they ran it 59% of their snaps. This year, they're right on 50-50. So he has found, with Ensminger, has found that balance, man. Like, it feels like they throw it a shitload, but they're right on the number 50-50. Right? It is unbelievable.
They really are. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
I mean, it's
unbelievable.
Yeah, I was floored when I saw it. Hey, a couple of other things. Hey, this is true. Ken Cook, O-line, no sacks tonight. Against that defense.
Yep. Why didn't they stick with Ed Ingram? He's so much better than Adrian McGee. What's the deal? I don't get it. I don't understand. That's one of those things. Like, that's a Jonathan Giles situation to me. Like, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? Like 70 is one of your best fives. Colonel Paul wants to see the field. Hang on.
Give the people what they want, bro. Give the people what they want. It's whiskey and wine. We're here about pleasing the people. Burger I Am, everybody, by the way. Go get your Burger I Am burger. Tell Ben Duck and the people there, Burger I Am. Thanks for sponsoring Whiskey and Wine. They're on Perkins, right at Essen. If you're up Perkins, you can't miss them. Orange sign right on the corner.
Scone,
Yep.
You would know this better than me. Who's got two better wins than LSU does this year? At Texas, at home against Florida. So why aren't they going to be the number one team in the country?
Because voters are sheep.
Monday morning.
Now,
You think they get votes?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll get votes. Yeah. They'll absolutely get votes. Bama will be one.
I think so, too.
LSU has a really good shot to be two. They got a good shot to beat to leap Clemson. Oklahoma's going to get some credit for beating Texas today, but LSU's win over Texas is better because it was a road win. But the reason they're not going to be number one, Jordy, is because voters are, by and large, chicken shit, if you'll excuse the phrase. People want to be right. No. And they because people have to give a preseason ranking, they want to justify their ranking many times. And then voters abide by these unwritten rules, like if a team loses, they have to fall. If they win, they can't fall. Just pour it, bro. Just stupid crap like that. Like 2 weeks ago, I would have had Auburn as my number one team in the country because they had beaten Oregon in a neutral site, and they had gone on the road and beaten Texas A&M. Yep. They had the best even their Tulane win. You know what I mean? Like, they had the best resume. They had done the most. As of right now, there's no team in college football that has wins like LSU does now, with going to Texas and winning and beating Florida. They got 2 wins over what were top 10 teams. Like, LSU should be ranked number one. They won't be. I think they'll be 2 or they might be 3 behind Bama and Clemson, but they should be 1. If I had a poll, they'd be 1. I don't have a vote. Anyway.
I just saw the ticker run across Sports Center that said Ed Orgeron's got the second most wins as an active coach behind Nick Saban.
That's got to be a win.
Was that a win streak? I read that wrong. Win streak.
Well, no, they can't be a win streak because Saban lost in the championship game last year.
What did I read?
I don't know, bro. And LSU's win streak.
Second most active AP wins against the AP top 25.
Bro, you play in the SEC, you're going to play a shitload of them. That makes sense. Let's see. Gregory Flitter said thoughts on Auburn next week. Well, they don't play Auburn next week, Gregory. They're at Mississippi State. I know that feels like nothing, but they 20 to 10.
What was the final with Tennessee today?
Bro,
Yeah.
Mississippi State is. I mean, the kid from Penn State is no good. Like, he stinks. Tommy Stevens, and so they brought in. They brought in straight.
Tommy Stevens, your boy from Landry 35.
I think it's Landry Walker, bro. I think you just combine McDonough. I think you combine
Landry Walker. I just went McDonough 35.
Landry 35. Print the shirts. Oh my God, that's so good. My stomach hurts. He got screwed. Moorhead played his boy from Penn State who sucked, so Keaton Thompson left, and I think he's still on the roster, but he's just sitting back saying, I'm going to take my red shirt year, man. I'm just take my red shirt year, and I'll go somewhere else next year.
Just chilling. Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I was reading some comments. All right, look. Hey, let me run through some other things I have here. Things that I thought were big. There was, late in the first quarter, by the way, Grant Delpit played his best game of the season. And you have got – I understand why they – I know, bro.
Couldn't
I want to talk
believe he
about that in a
missed a
second.
pick.
But he and Kerry Vincent kind of collided. But I agree with you. You got to make that play.
Coach, on Derek Stingley's interception, Kerry Vincent was raping the Florida wide receiver. Like, the fact that we didn't get – so anybody that bitches about the referees tonight, I get it, because there was a couple of holding calls that was missed on LSU's defensive line. But check out Kerry Vincent on Derek Stingley's interception. He's on Cleveland's back.
Well,
he's riding him.
But you know what, though, Jordy? You want to go back to, so Dan Mullen sometimes, you're too smart for your own good. You got a 3rd and 1. You got 2 plays to run the ball and get a yard, and instead you drop back and throw the ball to the middle of the end zone. Brother,
Overthink it.
LSU's run defense, it may not seem like it, but LSU's run defense was really good today. Between the tackles, they were good. Florida just had a ton of attempts, and it felt like the majority of their yards rushing came on scramble plays. Rushing
40 for 146.
For Florida. So an average of 3.7. Brother, I'll take that. I'll take 3.7 to carry.
LSU averaged 9.1.
That shows the disparity on 24 attempts too. It's not like you had 9 yards to carry and you ran it 12 times. You know what I mean? Like, LSU gashed them. LSU's offensive line moved people today. And you know what else? You know what else? This is off topic. What I was going to say. We watched LSU run the ball against 7, 8, and 9-man fronts year after year after year. Tonight is the manifestation of a successful running game being the product of a defense that is scared shitless of your pass game. When you
100%. Dude, when's the last time we seen an 8-man box? When's the last time
you can't, because LSU never has fewer than 4 guys going for a pass. You can't play an 8-man box or someone's going to be wide open. You can't blitz LSU. You certainly can't bring 7, or 8 or 9. I mean, it's just, bro. But this goes to show you when LSU's offensive line has the opportunity to put a hat on a hat, and it's a man on a man thing, and just move people, and then let these freak running back athletes find a crease. You mentioned Ty Davis-Price. Look at his touchdown run. Once he hit that crease, it was over. He shot out of that fucker like a cannon, man. Like, as soon as he got through that hole, bro, he was at the 5-yard line covering the football. Like, just, you know what I mean? At the 5.
Yeah, right. Like, head down,
the 5.
cover up. Yeah,
I mean,
give me in. Give me in. Give me
dude,
in.
it's so much fun to watch. And you know what? I know there's people who are watching
It's
this team
unbelievable.
right now, some thinking, I know this. Some are thinking, is it worth the trade-off because of what you're doing to your defense and blah, blah. I'm going to tell you this much, man. I'm speaking to the audience because I know you and I speak the same language on this. If you have any doubt in your mind about that, flush that shit right here. Because the reality is, this is the nature of college football, and this is how you beat defenses. It's just, you can take this up. Go ahead. No, you
Well, I
go.
mean, dude, go ahead. Well, I mean, just think about it, because think about what we are rolling towards with
Yeah.
LSU and Alabama. We're rolling towards an NFL football game with Tua Tagovailoa and Joe Burrow. That's the best two quarterbacks in college football, the best two natural passers. The offense that they run in is the NFL. That is going to be an NFL football game with those two quarterbacks. I mean, look at what Burrow did tonight to DBU, to the number one defense thought of, presumed in college football. 28, what
Mm-hmm.
they had, 28 sacks on the season, 12 interceptions. Coming tonight, Burrow chops
Nothing.
them up for 293. 3 scores, no picks. 89% completion ratio percentage. I mean, like, come on, man.
Next. You're
Come on.
right.
Who's next?
Someone just posted.
What's next?
And guys, we're keeping an eye on the comments too, so y'all keep them coming. We appreciate that. And please, if you haven't done it yet, please hit the share. I'll remind y'all if you just joined us. Jim Perkison, the good people at.
Check it out, bro. Check it out.
Yep.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. I got Ogeron walking midfield with a recruit.
Let's see.
I got
Go for it.
Ogeron walking midfield recruit. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Do you see him? On the eye of the tiger right now. On the eye of the tiger right now.
My video's
Do
a
you see
little
it?
delayed, but man,
Ogeron midfield right now. He's pointing up towards. Still got. Look at him. Yeah, coach!
Did he hear you?
Yes, dude. He's got his arms to the air and he's still got people partying in the suites. I'm telling you, man. It feels like 2001 over here, Stone. They're still yelling at him from the suites. Coach O's got his hands in the air. Look, they're taking pictures on the midfield, bro.
That's awesome.
Here comes
bro.
Kelly Ogeron. Whiskey and wine, baby. Citizens
Bro,
Bank and Trust. Jim
Do you
Ferguson.
realize we were doing this show 2 years ago when they lost to Troy? Does that not feel like another lifetime at this point?
They're asking for the Zoom. I don't know if I can Zoom.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh, yeah, I can.
It's
Jeez.
yeah, we are, bro.
All right, everybody's drunk.
Oh man,
Jesus.
dude.
My
No,
God,
you're
dude, I
good. You're
screwed
good,
it up. I screwed it
bro.
up.
God, dog. You know, dude, I had some shit I wanted to talk about. Like, I mean, I got notes and stuff. But whatever. Uh, I mean, like,
Yeah, right. No, I hear you.
you know, we could roll through this and talk about, some plays. You know what was a thing at halftime that people, because remember they were tied at half, so it's 21-21. And people, I know you were set, but it was people were a little antsy here at halftime, bro. So
Sure,
the
I
thing
bet.
that everybody was bitching about was on the tip ball touchdown that Florida got on the 4th and goal when Queen was covering 2 guys and he tipped the ball and they called it off the deflection. And 93, Thomas got held on that play. And people were bitching about the holding call. I mean, my thing is, and he was, and the thing that annoyed me the most about that is like, bro, if you're gonna call that, then you can't call that PI on Stevens at the end of the first half. Like, if you're not,
Oh,
it's third
God,
down
that
and
was
6, you're off
brutal.
the field.
Ugh.
If you're not, and on the next play is when Delpa dropped the INT. If you're not gonna call that holding, then you can't call the PI on Stevens. But here's the thing that mostly about this game And I've seen a lot of people have commented about it. Someone said it was holding. Yeah, it was holding. It was. They could have thrown a flag, but you know what? This crew let the guys play. Like, there was a shitload they could. Like, you just mentioned the play Kerry Vincent where on the Delpit interception where Kerry Vincent was like draped all over the guy. I'm sorry, on the Stingley interception.
Yeah.
They let him play, man. Like, for the most part, let's see, I'm looking at the stats. Penalties, you had 5 penalties on Florida, 4 on LSU. Like, all right, you know, and one of those 4 on LSU was a false start on Adrian McGee. You know, so it's like you basically had 3 penalties called against your team all game, like subjective penalties called against your team. So I think for the most part, they said, hey, look, we're going to stay out of it. We're going to let these guys play. And I'm cool with that. But this LSU defense today, bro, they had chances to get off the field and didn't. And that's the thing that sucks, bro. Like,
Yep.
We mentioned the third down conversions. Florida converted on 9 third downs in this game, 9 of 17. You know, they had a play, but they had a play at the goal line where Stevens hits 84, the tight end, right at the goal line, and the ball spins up, and Cam Lewis was in the game at the time, and
Jeez, how did he miss the interception? What is he? That's why he's not playing. Like, I hate to say it, but that's why you don't play. I mean, like, that's the tip drill at practice, bro.
Do you remember they dropped 3 against Northwestern State, and he dropped one of them in the end zone and hit him like in the face. It's like that's a game-changing kind of play right there, bro. At that point in the game, but you're up 14-7 there in the red zone. You got a chance to give your offense the ball back up 7. I mean, you gotta make that play, bro. You know, the Delpit, you mentioned Delpit, his dropped interception.
Got to.
They had opportunities.
That was the deal. You know what I thought about? You know what I was thinking about when I was watching them tonight? That was the deal about that 09 Saints defense, was that they were so opportunistic. Right? Like teams would move the ball in between the 20s on that team. Like, they would just like stomp up and down the field, but then they would get an opportunity to create a turnover, sack, fumble, interception, fumble, something, and they would always take advantage of it. For this team, and like, this team can be a championship caliber type team, but they got to be opportunistic on defense. They can't let opportunities, especially, I mean, like, you take your offense and you hang 42 on Florida's defense tonight. Like, you out there and just put 42 on them, like, just by rolling out of bed, and you leave turnovers on the field. Think about it now. You know, you get into one of these slugfests. You get into one of these shootouts where we all anticipate Alabama to be in a couple of weeks. You cannot, bro, no chance, leave interceptions on the field.
Somebody just posted on here, Stephen Mullen says Dan Mullen in his post-game interview blamed the loss on injuries to his defense.
Danny, that should play well in Gainesville.
Now, in fairness, Grenard injured his ankle. I don't know if you knew this in stadium, but Grenard, their edge rusher, injured his ankle like on the first series and didn't play the rest of the game. So that's legit in that respect. But kick rocks.
Terrace Marshall hadn't played 3 weeks.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, what you want me to do?
I think Glenn Logan played 5 snaps tonight, and on one of them he had a tip pass. Like, I mean, okay. So I'm sorry your guy.
Yeah, get out of
sorry.
Here. Recruit better.
What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God.
Yeah, that should play great with the Logos.
I mean, dude, is that not just the epitome of a guy who spent the last decade in Starkville, just expecting to lose games and trying to figure out why he keeps going, 3-5 in the SEC every year?
Hey, Florida, welcome to second in the SEC East for the rest of your life with Dan Mullen.
Listen, man, I like LSU on one drive against Texas lost Logan, Lawrence, Divinity, Chasson.
Yeah, right, bro.
Yeah. Hey,
get out of here.
Hey,
GTFO,
here's an
bro.
idea.
Head out.
On third and 1 at the
But
5, don't throw the
real
ball
quick,
into the
though-
end zone right at a freshman All-American, you idiot. Yeah.
All right. When Kyle Trask is dicing up LSU's defense, don't sub in Emory Jones. How about that? Quarterback
And the
whisperer.
shame is this: he did call a really good game.
Real good sign. He did. I mean, it's 21-21 at half. 21-21 at half. And you know what? It was 21 LSU, 21 Dan Mullen. That was, I mean, like, it wasn't, it was all because of him. Really good sign was Terrace Marshall being dressed out tonight. You mentioned Glenn Logan's 5 snaps. That was surprising. Terrace Marshall being dressed out, man. I mean, that's downright that's great news. I mean, I expect him. What you expect him to get a couple of snaps next week and be on the field against Auburn?
Sure.
Because Derek Dillon didn't. Did Derek Dillon make a catch tonight?
This was
he didn't catch a pass.
the most surprising thing in this ball game to me tonight. I mean, aside from Kyle Trask leading Florida down the field 100 fucking times, was take a guess. Take a guess how many LSU Tigers caught a pass tonight. 4.
5. I got Steph Sullivan. I got Thad Moss.
That's it.
I got the 2 dogs.
That's it.
Jefferson and Chase. That's it. Not
No
one running back.
No Derek Dillon. Nope.
Derek
no
Dillon.
Clyde. No Emory. No Price. No Dillon. No Racy McMatt. Dude, it's obvious. Just like how in the Texas game, they did spread the ball around, but like in the Texas game where it was Clyde's game and they were just telling you who they trusted. That's this, bro. I mean, now imagine this. Imagine this.
Yeah,
imagine
for sure.
Terrace Marshall on that field as well.
Oh, bro. I mean, Terrace Marshall as your third wide receiver is a wet dream. I'm telling you, you had no idea how good you had it. I mean, he was leading the country in touchdowns as your third wide receiver, dude. He was leading the country in touchdowns. He's unguardable as your third wideout. Who are you going to guard him with? Your linebacker? I mean, who are you going to guard?
Hey, so Carlton Cisco says Auburn played better defense versus the Gators in the Swamp than we did at home tonight. And I don't think there's any doubt. Auburn's defensive line is better than LSU's, but they're also playing a different style of ball. They were trying to hide a freshman quarterback on the road. Like LSU was going out tonight to score 50. It's just stylistically, it's going to be different. It's going to be hard I think it's going to be hard to compare LSU to anybody, or certainly anything you've seen from LSU before, because, but just stylistically, they're different. Hey, Philip Smith said, "What are the final stats?" Let me just run through this real quick. We never do this, but maybe we should. Just all right. First downs, Florida 28, LSU 22. Florida was 9 of 17 on third down. LSU only had 4 third downs in the ballgame. They were 1 of 4 on third down. Total yards, LSU 511, Florida 457. Florida threw it for 311, LSU 293. Burrow only had 3 incompletions. 21 of 24 for 293 for Joe Burrow tonight. This is the big one. This is the big one. LSU 24 rushing attempts for 218 yards, averaging 9.1 yards per carry. Florida ran it 40 times for 146. They averaged 3.7. Time of possession, which is the most irrelevant statistic in football, Florida 38-19, LSU 21-41. I don't care if you only have it for 21 minutes. If you're scoring 42 points, you're going to beat a lot of people. So it's my analogy is always Oregon under Chip Kelly. They lost the time of possession every game they ever played, and it didn't matter because they beat everybody by 40 because they scored 70 every game. Yeah, go score 70. Just go score 70. It's way more fun.
All right, people are asking about this Michael Divinity tweet. I'm on Twitter right now, and I'm looking at it. Divinity just tweeted. He tweeted out. He tweeted out this at 11:05 p.m. I'm sitting at 11:24, so 20 minutes ago. He tweeted out, "Lost love for the game, so I'm sorry, everyone." I don't know what to read through the cryptic text. I don't know what that means. He's missed some time. Maybe he missed some tackles tonight. I doubt that your senior linebacker, who's a potential pro, is thinking about walking away from his team after the first conference, after the second conference game of the season. So I don't know what to make of that. I mean, I just saw it. I just read it to you. That's what it said. I don't know. I don't know.
You know the other thing, like this. So I don't know if you saw it, man, but like he posted on Instagram this week, the same thing. Like I'm sorry, come back, whatever. Like I think a lot of people thought he was hurt last week. That kind of cryptic tweet certainly made it seem like he was part of the withheld crowd a week ago. So
Yeah, I mean, like let's confirm that he
I don't
was.
think. I don't know, man. I'd be guessing with all that. Cryptic tweets, whatever. I'm trying to decipher cryptic tweet. You know what I know? What I know is that LSU went out tonight and hung 42 on Florida. They beat another top 10 team. They have the best offense in college football, and they are on a collision course with Alabama a month from now. They're going to go to Starkville next week and absolutely pile drive Mississippi State. You're going to. Did they announce
11 a.m. Let's do it.
Oh, bro.
Oh, no, they haven't.
I don't know, man. Well, because Mississippi State lost. Oh.
Yeah, 2:30.
What?
What's the other? So Georgia, Kentucky would be the other selection, right? I mean, it's not
three.
like it's a really good week.
Dude, the other one was South Carolina.
Georgia,
Who's South Carolina got?
Hang on.
Yeah.
What would this be? Week 8 schedule? Week 8 college football schedule?
So you got three. There's 3 windows: the 11 a.m., the 2:30 CBS, and then 5 o'clock.
Kentucky, Georgia, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, South Carolina.
The other one's Florida, South Carolina. So
I don't know, dude. I think I would take LSU, Mississippi State out of those 3. I'm biased, but I mean, like, trying to be as objective as possible, yeah. I mean, if I had the first selection, if I've got the number 1 pick, I mean, I think I'm taking LSU, Mississippi State.
I think Florida, South Carolina
Right?
probably has the potential to be the most. Where's the Florida, South Carolina game played? Where's that game being?
The better game. It looks
Okay.
like it's in. It looks like it's in Columbia. Hang on.
They're going to take
Yeah,
CBS.
it's out South Carolina.
So the question is, and the reason is,
I mean, that might be Will
no question.
Muschamp's best win as a head coach.
Today against Georgia, bro.
Yeah, I'm not as South Carolina's
it's
head
not
coach,
even
as
close.
a head coach.
And he had an 11-win season at Florida. It's not even close. This is his best win. I mean, the only other one that even rivals it would be the hammer and the nail. No, the hammer and the nail game in 2012
Louisville?
when they beat LSU. The Odell fumbled and all that shit. The 12-6 game. That's the only one that's even close.
Yeah.
Yes, when Minner had
Is that
20
the Minner
tackles.
game?
Like that's
You got beat.
That's it. That's the only question. That's the only one even close for Muschamp. Dude, they beat the number 3 team in the country in Athens today. With their third quarterback.
How did that happen?
Bro,
How did that happen? Yeah. How did that happen?
Georgia threw 51 passes in that ball game today. Man, brother,
Wow, that's the
I'm gonna tell you
anti-Jay
this
Fromm,
much, man. Last year when LSU played Georgia, if you remember early in that ball game, they were ripping off runs with Holyfield and like right up LSU's donkey. You remember that early in that game? And then he faked that field goal, and all of a sudden he started throwing, and they got behind, and he never went back to the run. And it was like, what were you doing? Like
What's the stat? They're 0 for 4 when he throws for 30 or more times. If he has to throw for 30, if today they got beat, he threw for 51. That would be the 4th loss of plus 30 attempts for Fromm. They're 0 for, bro.
Even. But like my point with that is like it's not even necessary. Like DeAndre Swift ran for 140 yards today. Like why wouldn't you just saddle up behind your horse and who is proclaimed the best offensive line in football with all these All-Americans and run the ball. Like, the fact that they sat there and let that kid throw 51 anyway, that's what happened. That's what happened. They let Jake Fromm throw it to a bunch of non-studs at receiver, and he was. I mean, I don't have his box score in front of me. I don't really even care, but that's what happened. South Carolina got a pick six in the ball game. And did you see what happened at the end of the game? Yeah.
On the OT,
but did you see what happened?
Where
Like,
he missed the field goal.
But you see what happened at the end of
Blankenship.
regulation? Like, South Carolina had a field goal to win it at the end of regulation. Kid missed it, and I was like, oh, well, that's it. Yeah, bad miss.
Yeah,
and so
bad.
I'm like, oh,
It was a
well,
bad
that's it.
Bad miss.
They go to
Bad
overtime.
miss.
They get a pick. They pick Fromm in the first overtime, and all they got to do is make a field goal. And they get close and line this kid up for a chip shot, and he misses it. So you're thinking, oh, well, that's it. That was your shot. You missed it, whatever. And so then South Carolina gets the ball back, start second overtime. They kick a field goal, and then Blankenship missed it. Just flat missed it. Kid just hooked it left. So good on South Carolina, man. They got it done.
I love those little fratty fucks getting beat.
Oh, God. Hey, by the way, if you're just watching us now, we are giving away the Citizens Bank and Trust. We got like 4 of these we're going to give away, but you have got to share the post. If you do not share the post, you cannot win. So you've got to share the post to win one of those coolers. Also, so thanks to Citizens Bank and Trust, thanks to Jim. Also, shout out to our guy Ben Duck and the folks over at Burger IM on Perkins in Baton Rouge. Perkins right at Essen, man. You going up Perkins, they're in Ichiban Square right there on the corner. You can't miss it. You walk in, clean environment. They got tons of burgers, craft burgers. They do catering as well. They got draft beer. So if you want to go in, get a burger, drink a beer, they got flat screens. You can watch the games on TV. You can do that. You want to go with the family and do burgers and milkshakes, you can do that. Tons of options. Great place. You know what was super impressive? I went there last night because before I had to talk about them, I wanted to try the food. Burger was great, by the way. They got onion rings, French fries, really good. The owner of the place, your sign's upside down, bro. Your sign's.
I know, bro. I'm just trolling the shit out of everybody now, bro.
I love this show. Dude, seriously, so I go there at 7:30 last night, 7:30 on a Friday. The owner of the joint is in the back flipping burgers and bagging orders. I'm like, that dude, respect, bro, respect. So,
that's good
anyway,
shit. That's good
respect.
stuff. I like that.
All right, let's see. Oh, someone said, what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I am on the Wattle Creek Winery tonight.
I got.
Yep. Up here in the press box, bro. No doubt I'm breaking all types of rules. I'm expecting some type of email to go from Gordy to Gordy, from Bonnet, from Munson, that your boys up here celebrating on the grounds, boozing with whiskey and wine. This was, I did give them a little, yep, absolutely. I told them on Monday that we were going to be here. I did leave out that I was going to smuggle in a bottle of wine for the post game. But did tell them if they did win, I am looking forward to heading down to the locker room and partying with the boys as they're heading over to looks like they're heading over to Fred's tonight. Did you hear about the Shaquille O'Neal DJing at Fred's in a couple of weeks? Scone, we got to get on that list.
It's at Fred's. I got us.
It's at Fred's. Friday night before the game.
If you want to get in, I got us.
Okay.
I got us. 100% got us.
That's all I need to hear. Okay.
So I got a Whistle Pig. Barrel
done.
Whistle Pig Barrel Pig from Calandro's. It's the Franken Babe. If you enjoy rye whiskey, this is a jam. And again, if you see the label, there's only 200.
Bro, you
no. So
listen
to me. Listen. Hey, look.
By saying
here's
I'm
the
drunk.
bottle that Ben Duck gave me. Okay,
Yeesh.
all right. I already had
Okay.
a bottle.
I was about to say.
But I wasn't going to open this one when I already had one open. I tell you what, man.
Look good, but shit.
So this is the one I had already opened. This is the one I had open.
You pick rocks, Steve.
And so this is the one that Ben Duck and my friends at Burger I Am gave me. Okay, so it's still sealed. Haven't opened it. I haven't drank half the fucking fifth tonight. All right. And
God damn, dude.
hey, bro,
about to send
I love
the
my
ambulance over there.
last year, so Brad Bowling said the 12-year is better. Hold on, Brad. I'm about to take you to school. All right, you're about to go to school, Brad Bowling. If you need,
is this a good time for me
this
to go
would be a
take a
good
leak
time
real
because
quick
Brad
and come
Bowling's
back?
about to go to whiskey school. Well,
All right. Slap your boy upside the head. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
It's gonna happen. All right, Brad. Hold on. All right, we're gonna have a conversation. You and me, Brad. Hold on, Brad Bowling. Hold on. All right. Yeah, I got you. You taking a piss?
Can you still hear me?
Look.
Okay.
Look at my guy.
wireless
Look at my guy.
follow me
Okay.
to the pisser here.
Okay. All right, Brad Bowling.
I'm
All right,
way in it.
let me teach you something, Brad Bowling. All right. So this is the Calandros. Okay. This is the single barrel that I just told you about. This is the Frankenbabe. Okay. This is a single barrel. The regular 10-year straight rye whiskey would be this one, which is also divine as well, okay? This, the barrel pick, is only at Calandros. It's their barrel pick. That's the one I'm talking about. Calandros also has a 13-year, where they take the 10-year rye mash bill, but they age it for 13 years. That's this one here, okay? You still with me? Whatever your name was, I forgot. You still with me, that guy? Now,
Yep.
the 12-year, okay, the cask finish Old World is divine. Now, if you gave me my choice of the 10-year straight rye or the 12-year cask finish, I would take the 12-year cask finish over the 10-year straight rye. However, we are talking about barrel picks, friend. Barrel picks that only can be found at Calandros. That's this one. Now, they also have a barrel pick of the 12-year, and it's called Bespoken, okay? And you can see the different blends here. It's 50% Madeira, 50% French Sauternes, and a 20% port finish as well. That's the 12-year Bespoken, okay? So, and then if you really want to go highfalutin, you can go with the Whistle Pig Boss Hog, the Black Prince. This is the 4th edition. And oh, by the way, I also got, hold on, and your boys yet to open this one, but this is the Whistle Pig Boss Hog, the 3rd edition, the Independent. So, if you're scoring at home, this is your boy's Whistle Pig collection.
Got more
all right. If you're scoring at home, here's your boy's Whistle Pig collection. So if you want to talk to me, Brad,
Coach!
or whatever your name is, guy, you want to talk to me about whiskey? Don't try to tell me something that you think I don't know. That's how that rolls. All right. How about that? Got about $1,000 in whiskey sitting on my table right here. Hey.
Jones.
What do you mean?
Class is dismissed.
Oh, yeah. What was that guy's name again? It doesn't even matter. He's been forgotten. Jordy Ashshot. We're all staring at your ass, bro. That's good. That's good. Jordy, did you really just piss live on Whiskey and Wine? That's so good. You took us into the pisser. Oh my God! While I was sitting there riffing about whiskey and my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 different bottles of Whistle Pig whiskey here. Do you have a problem? You know what I say though?
I love this show,
I don't. If you spend thousands of dollars on weaponry to shoot animals, then don't talk to me about the money I spent on whiskey. All right, that's what I say. That's what I say. I don't spend.
Amen.
I don't own 50 guns in a safe that costs more than all the whiskey I got. But if that's what you do, to each their own. Anyway. Yeah. Good. Hey, so you're stuck basically. You know what you should do? You should go to Citizens Bank, to the ATM and get some cash, and then go over to Burger I Am and get a burger. That's what you should do. That's what everybody should do. Philip Smith said, "Y'all are killing me." Did you, Isaac Newman? Did you wash your hands? Okay, good. Yeah, bro, you would have been
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, I did.
Let's see. Ruben said, "When will Jamar Chase get Heisman hype?" What'd you think about that, bro?
I don't know if Jamar's going to make. I think Jamar's probably going to make the Biletnikoff hype before he makes the Heisman hype, because the Heisman hype all resides under center in Baton Rouge. And my man, bro, look, I mean, you know, like I said, I was biased on the LSU Mississippi State selection. As I take a couple of steps back, it probably is the South Carolina Florida game. But, dude, I mean, Burrow. Like right now, again, like in the season today, we played this game after he left Austin. He had the moment, he had the road victory, he had the big non-conference win against Texas in Austin, and now you do this to this defense tonight. Burrow, like, okay, the numbers aren't. It's not 600, it's not 500, it's 293, but he completes it at an 89% clip. Against this defense, against DBU, where the top two wide receivers in the conference. It's no mystery. It's no mystery who they're going to throw it to, right? I mean, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are leading the SEC in yardage and receptions. And tonight, they come out, Chase 7 for 127 with 2 scores, Jefferson 10 for 123 with a score. I mean, my guy, you know where he's going with the ball. You know what he's going to do, and he's still chopping you up. I mean, I can't wait to like the rankings. I'm looking forward to seeing the rankings because I think LSU is a top 2 team in the country. But Burrow, he might have leaped Tua for what he did to Florida's defense.
No, fair.
Too
So
much?
here's the
Too
deal.
much?
Old boy, Jalen Hurts has been the front runner, and then so this week,
Coach,
I did.
You saw what he did to Texas's defense? Okay.
So Tua,
9.
and so coming into this week, Hurts had the best odds. Tua and Burrow were tied with the second best odds. Bama blew out A&M today. It's so I mean Tua's what he is, and he's awesome, and he's like in my opinion he's the best prospect of all the quarterbacks in college football. But Hurts did not throw the ball well today. Hurts ran the ball exceptionally well today against Oklahoma, and that was the difference. It wasn't his ability through the air. He did have a long touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb, but it was a lot of CeeDee Lamb, juking and finishing off the run. But look, man, here's the bottom line. If Burrow at this pace goes to Tuscaloosa in November and wins, he'll win the Heisman Trophy. That's it.
That is the Heisman Trophy. That's the game.
So
that's the game.
Just keep at your pace. He had 3 more tonight. So next, by the way, so Burrow, if I'm not mistaken, is now at 25 touchdown passes for the season. The LSU, he came in with 22. He had 3 tonight, correct? So he's at 25. So the single season record is 28. He should break that. He should break the single season record next week. Yes, he should.
Next weekend.
If he just hits his average.
Next weekend. So is he on? And he's on pace. He's on pace to crush Jamarcus's season yardage, and I believe that would square up against Bama.
It is Rohan's single season passing yardage record. Really? Go get him.
Jamarcus is here.
Go get him.
My bad.
Go get him.
Jamarcus was here tonight. Yeah. No. He's long gone. Gone. But he was here tonight. He said he just moved back. He said he just moved back to Baton Rouge.
He's trying to do quarterback lessons at Traction. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so you legit for sure want to go to Fred's for the Shaq thing.
100% in. I need a me+1. If you, I mean, like I'm 100% in. That's the Friday night before the A&M game. I mean, all in. All in.
We're in. Yeah. Auburn, Arkansas, A&M,
done.
Arkansas. I think it's Arkansas.
I think it's A&M.
I think it's Arkansas. Me and the Moose are well acquainted.
Coach, I'm riding whenever.
We're well acquainted. Yeah, we'll make that happen. We're in. Bubba Abear said, I'm in too. Hook it up, Moscona. No, Bubba Abear.
All right, bro.
Not hooking you up too? Nope.
Nope.
Is Jordy going? Yep. Bubba Abear going? Nope. You know that song that goes, nope. Yep. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Hey, are they turning the lights off on you yet? Hell, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Not yet, bro.
Bro, if you leave right now,
Not
you can
yet.
sit your ass in traffic. Or did you? All right.
I got
We still
nowhere
got
to go.
530.
I got
We still got
nowhere to go,
530
Scotty.
people hanging with us.
I got
Hey,
nowhere to
y'all,
go.
hit the share, please. Dude, Stephen Baker has posted about the cooler 100 times. Like, I respect this guy's stick-to-itiveness.
Respect him so much not to give it to him.
All right. Let's see. Bubba Abear said, I will buy all the drinks. Bubba, I drink for free, bro. I don't need you to buy drinks.
Yeah, right, bro. Hey, pay for a drink says 97.
02.
Glad.
Let's see. Will our O-line be able to hold off Bama's D-line? That's Mark Bayard. What do you think? You damn
Yeah,
right.
I'm more worried about
Bama.
Auburn's defensive line than I am Bama's defensive line. They're starting. I mean, Bama's starting a bunch of high school kids, man. They're starting a bunch of true freshmen. They're going to be really good in 3 years. But I mean, 3 weeks from now, I'm more worried about the crew coming in here 2 weeks from now.
LSU is going to score 40 in Tuscaloosa this year. They
It's going to be a shootout, dude. Team that has the ball last. They can't guard LSU.
LSU may give up
LSU
50.
Can't guard them.
But they're going to score 40. LSU will score 40 points in Tuscaloosa this year. Book it. Book it.
I agree, bro. I agree. I'm like, that is an NFL football game. That's the best two quarterbacks in the college. That is Brady versus Breeze. That is Mahomes versus Rodgers. That is the best quarterbacks in college football squaring off against each other with NFL wide receivers. I mean, all of their wide receivers are going to be in the league, and all three of LSU's top cats are going to be playing on Sundays. And their defensive backfield can't guard LSU.
Jordy saying play it while
it?
holding the sign backwards. Epic. Hey, by the way, we got to tag Burger IM in the post as well, so people can go like their face. We'll do that when we're done.
Yes.
So people can go like their Facebook page too. So y'all go. I'm telling y'all, go get a burger at Burger IM. Get some fries. You know what they do with their fries too? It's like they're circular. They're not like the long French fries. They're like little, almost like little medallions. They slice the potato and they flash fry them that way. They're good. Bama game looking like 60 to 58. That's David Price, maybe. Get Steven a lunch invite with Glenn. Dude, did you hear? Did you hear, bro? A couple weeks ago on my show, this guy calls. He goes, Moscona, I'll bet you about the Bama game. He goes, I bet you LSU wins. He said, if you lose, you got to buy me lunch, and if I lose, I'll buy you lunch. I said, no disrespect, Glenn, but what's in it for me? Like, what if I don't want to have lunch with you, man?
Can we get to go?
I was like, what if you just like send me a gift card so I can go to lunch with somebody I want to eat with? And so, bro,
Jimmy
it's been this thing for the past few weeks now. The people in the huddle have taken it like Glenn was a stalker and he just wants to turn me into a skin suit, basically like Silence of the Lambs. So the
Buffalo Bill.
So the Glenn skin suit thing is taken off quite a little bit. That's what that's in reference to. Dude, so we started playing the drop from Talladega Nights. Poor Glenn. You know, and he's like, what the hell, man? I see you. Yeah. I told him he was dead. They told him he was dead, so he'd be motivated to go win a race. He's standing behind a pole. That's fucked up. Oh, man. That's fucked up. Oh, man. Oh, God. Let's see.
Dude, I still can't get over LSU's
All right, let's
offense.
see. What else do we have tonight? If y'all got questions or anything, fire away. Chris McGinnis, Evan Sonier, what's up? Isaac Newman. Let's see. um, what about Van Jefferson schooling Derek Stingley on that first drive, bro? Oh,
Well, I mean, dude, haven't we been waiting for that?
yeah.
I mean, we're 6 games
Hey,
into
do
his
you
freshman
remember
season.
when we did the show after the Vanderbilt game? I told you what Ryan Clark told me about Stingley.
Yeah, and I've thought about that a
He
lot since you said that. I thought about that on that
he
on the move
me
tonight.
and RC were texting during the second half. It's like, hey man, Mullen figured it out. And it's funny because Ryan said he's like, I'm never gonna say it, on air. I don't want to I don't give it away, but it's very true, man.
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
you try to challenge Stingley on a go route, you're asking for trouble because he can recover and he's athletic enough and all. But you want to beat him, run a quick slants, run the underneath, get him thinking a little bit, And that's what they did on that route, bro. On that drive with Van Jefferson, all slants, all quick passes, boom, 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 right down the field, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went right at him.
I'm curious
They went
how
right
many.
Like,
Do we forget? Like, you know how impressive that kid is, man. We forget he is 18 years old. Just turned 18 years old
in July. I mean, like, you see Marcel Brooks out there making plays. You see Ty Davis Price out there making plays. Apu Ika played a lot tonight as a true freshman. You see these true freshmen out there making plays. They're finally starting to catch on in the 6th game of the season. Remember, he was the best defensive back on this team in game 1. He was the best defensive back in this game on this team in Austin. But by the way, I'm watching Duvernay and those guys today.
Bro,
I mean,
Colin
how
Johnson
good are those
back today. He had a hamstring injury. They're good, bro. That's
yeah, coach. If he catches that slant, deep in the zone, he's still running.
Let's see. Jeb Whitley, is Aranda losing the edge?
Dude, no. I still have mad respect for Aranda. I think that Dan Mullins I think Dan Mullins got something on him. Hunt Palmer had a great stat that he dropped on us on Friday. Last 2 games that Mullins played against Aranda, he's run the ball for 500 yards. That's before tonight. Tonight's rushing yards for Florida. What did they rush for, Scone? I got
140.
I got them down here for
146.
For 146.
3.7 yards a carry. They did a good job of bottling up that run tonight. Largely.
Yeah. But I still, you know what? I still have confidence in him. I still think that he gets the most out of his guys. I think that it has been a transition with the offense, with the way that they play on that side of the ball now. And I still think that he puts them in the right spot, and they have to make the plays. I mean, but Mullen, make no mistake about it, Mullen.
Man, look, I'll tell you
got
this.
The best of him.
You make $2.5 million a year, you're going to come under larger scrutiny, and there's going to be increased expectation. I think that's justified. And the reality is, as ugly as it looked at times tonight, they still only gave up 1 score in the second half. So that's what, no doubt.
Credit the in-game adjustments, the halftime adjustments.
What was clear. This looked so obvious to me. In the first half, LSU was rushing 3 or 4 every play. That was it. They were essentially saying, "Hey, Kyle Trask, I dare you to beat me throwing the ball," and Kyle Trask beat them throwing the ball over and over and over again. And in the second half, they pinned their ears back and they came. And the problem with that, though, was there were times where Mullen used that aggressiveness against them. They hit screens on 3rd down plays. I thought, dude, so here's a case in point. Sometimes, like, where you just, like, tip your cap to the other guy. The touchdown pass to Van Jefferson, where Divinity hit him in the back, like, the way he shielded You
which
know,
was kind of a
in
chicken shit
slow
play.
mo, yes. Real time, I didn't think anything of it. Like, he's trying to dislodge that ball. I got no problem with it. Like, you got to finish through the catch. I really did have a problem with it. In slow mo, it looked bad, but you got to think real time. He's flying in there in a split second trying to dislodge that ball. I'm good with it. But anyway, the job he did, like shielding the defender, reaching, grabbing the ball, strong hands, getting hit. I mean, bro, sometimes you tip your cap. The other guys can make plays too. And Florida made some plays tonight, man. They did. Like, I credit those good team.
Oh, Florida's a good team. Like, Florida is. And they are so much better with
Yeah, I
Trask
agree
than
with
they
that.
are Felipe Franks. It's almost like, what are we doing? We pay you this much, and you decided Felipe makes them the best team. Like, Trask, bro, he threw for 300 yards against these cats tonight.
Can we just go ahead and tell Stephen Baker he's going to win one of the coolers, so he'll stop posting every 5 seconds about the fucking cooler? You're gonna dangle that cat out there even longer.
Maybe.
God bless you, bro. Hey man, that's
Show up Monday, bro. Show up Monday.
Let's
I guarantee.
see.
They got one waiting on you.
How do you think Nix is going to play in a few weeks at LSU because he didn't look good at Florida? Bro, you know what? He didn't look good against Oregon in the opener. I mean, he threw the game-winning pass, but
I know.
that's
how
their
good
winning.
that
And
defense
dude,
is,
you know
bro.
the other biggest thing about that Auburn game in a couple weeks, that this is quietly untalked about here this week, but in 2 weeks is going to be massive. Bro, Boobie Whitlow had knee surgery. He's out for 6 weeks. You're not going to face Auburn's best running back. So the freshman quarterback's coming in here in 2 weeks without his best running back. I mean, yeah.
It's all kind
That
of
is.
working out for LSU, bro. Like, when you take a step back and you kind of look at it, like, I mean, think about the play. Like, how surprised were you that Glenn Logan
By the way,
played
I said 5
snaps
earlier.
tonight?
I don't know how many it was, but it wasn't a ton. But but he played. Exactly.
He played. He played.
Shocked. I thought
surprised were
for
you that he
sure their
played?
target was Auburn and that he wouldn't get in there till Auburn.
How surprised were
Not
you that
as
Terrace Marshall
surprised because,
dressed
and
out?
here's why. For a home game, you can dress out as many as you want. Your scholarship guys. So it's like, if the guy wants to put on a uniform and go stand on the sideline and go through pregame and put on, you know what I mean? Like, just put on a uniform and like.
Okay. How surprised were you
How
that
much
he practiced
I
this
know
week?
he did the walkthrough on Monday, but how much did he otherwise? Yeah, like he didn't.
I don't
No,
know,
I'm with
Stone,
you.
but the
I'm
fact
with
that
you.
he's on the
But
grass.
Monday was like the light walkthrough. Tuesday he wasn't out there in pads, so I don't know that he was actually there was a chance he was going to play. I guess I think of it this way, man. In college, there's just a very finite amount of time you have to put on a uniform and go out there, right? Run through the tunnel and all that. And man, if you can, even if you're injured and you can put on a uniform and go through that whole thing and run through the tunnel and be on the field in uniform on the sidelines, shit, man. You want that experience? Go get it. You don't have to stand there in street clothes. You can dress out 85. So let the kid dress. But I still.
Scotty, my
Does that mean we're
pods
done?
are dying.
But if your face up on the screen, then we got your mic right there, bro. Because you got a flip camera. Your microphone's facing us. But if you want to leave, you can leave. That's fine. I got it. Are
I'm
you
about to
really?
go party with the boys in the locker room.
Are they still there?
Yeah, for sure.
Who's there?
Yeah. Like Louis Bourgeois and Eric Cookmeyer. And, I mean, G-String and Panamsky and the executives are long gone. I'm going to party with the blue
Eric
collars.
Huval, what time do you think the game will be next week? Oh, wait. Here, look. Hey, real quick. Here, because a bunch of people have asked about this. The rough and the passer at the end on 9. What'd you think?
Yeah. I kind of agree with it, bro.
Hit him on the hip. Hit him on the hip.
In 2019, like, You know why I say this? Because if they hit my number 9, if they hit purple and gold's 9, I want the flag. And if you're going to protect Emory Jones or Kyle Trask, okay, I want Joe Burrow protected like that too.
Well, there were two.
I mean, dude, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left in the game, and LSU's down. He takes a hit like that.
So
I'm
there were
looking for a
two
flag.
flags on the play. There was the personal foul for the low hit, and then there was the unsportsmanlike conduct on Delpit. So, and it sucks because that was Fulton's interception. That would have sealed it. And ultimately, they got the 4th down stop anyway. But I didn't love it, bro. I mean, Marcel Brooks is coming through, and he hit him on the hip, or on the thigh. It's one thing if you're going right at the cat's knees, but it was on the thigh. I mean, at some point, I get protecting quarterbacks and all, but the kid's making an aggressive play, affecting a throw, and he did his job, bro. He forced a pick. He did what he was intending to do on that play, which was force an errant throw, which led to an interception that should have sealed the game. Like, what if that happens in Tuscaloosa in a month, and you get the pick that you think is going to seal the game, and instead they throw that flag because you hit Tua on the thigh,
bro. If they make the Peterson play in Tuscaloosa, and they get it called off, I can feel it with these two teams. I mean, it feels a lot like 08. They're the same type of team. And Pat Pete makes the play on the sideline, and Shaw calls
I was there,
Birmingham
bro.
and says it can't happen.
Hey, they weren't going to win that game anyway.
Huh? The fucking cleat mark. No, I know.
Yeah,
But the
could
turf
move the
came
ball,
up.
bro. They weren't. That was brutal, but
I know.
they weren't winning that game anyway. Charles Scott broke his collarbone in that game. LSU couldn't move the ball. Lee was hurt. They brought Jefferson in. They LSU couldn't do anything offensively. Like, they weren't winning that game anyway. But they're going to score.
Not going to be the case this year, bro.
They're going to score. Terry Landry.
I wanted to ask Rinaldi so bad yesterday morning if Saban was nervous about LSU having an offense.
Why didn't you ask him?
I wanted to. I don't know. I was up on a heartbreak. I know, dude.
That feels like
I
a
gotta
lie,
get him
the
back and
heartbreak
ask him
thing. I
about
feel
it.
like I heard Rinaldi. Yeah, you're lying.
It
I was
is.
going to say
It
I
is a
heard
lie.
Rinaldi,
It is
and
a lie.
that wasn't the heartbreak. Liar.
Thank you for calling me out. Thank you
Philip
for calling
Smith
me out.
going to Burger IM this week from Bruley. There you go, Philip Smith. Y'all go to Burger IM, y'all. Go get you some burgers.
Phillip.
Tell Ben Duck hello. Y'all follow them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. All that. Make sure it's the Burger IM Baton Rouge location as well. Good people, man. Family-owned business. Dude, I went over there. Ben's dad walked up. I didn't know who it was. I'm talking to Ben, right, the owner of Burger IM. This old man walks up and he goes right to Ben. He goes, he said, what did he say? He goes, I like, he said, I like Hannah Griffin, the news, but Culotta and Moscona, their shows are terrible. Like, so he knew, like, it was hilarious, man. It was like old dude just busting balls. It was so funny, man. Good people. He knew they were sponsoring Whiskey and Wine, so it was great, dude. Good people, man. Greg Daigle, I like my beers hot. Evan Sonia, I'll fix your flower beds for a cooler. You need flower beds fixed? All right.
I do.
Get with
I
I think that was Evan Sonia. Get with that. These people want their cool. Hey, you've got to share the post. If you've not shared the post, you can't win. It's a rule. Hey, E-Rock's watching. She's in the bathtub on the other side of that wall. E-Rock!
Money.
Let me see if there's anything.
E-Rock, my favorite. Boy, did you outkick the shit out of your coverage, bro.
She loves you, bro. Like, nobody can ever surpass Jordy. So, Jordy's a favorite. Like, nobody ever surpasses Jordy. Oh, my AirPods are dying now, too.
Love that.
All right. I guess out of the. Are we on? We've been past 90 minutes now. How long have we been on?
Oh, bro, I got to imagine we're way past 90. I'm capping off this bottle in the press box, breaking the rules after an LSU big win.
Okay, I was saying, did you finish a whole? Dude, drink that whole bottle up there, bro. Isaac Newman, all caps.
Yeah, that's what
Don't give Stephen Baker a cooler. I love this show. Marquise Robinson. Now, Marquise got to come with a legit question. Weaknesses on the Bama defense.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Now, look, one thing that we can confirm, Scone, is that we got boots on the ground here tonight, that the traffic is an issue. I mean, the traffic's an issue. I mean, we're what? We're
2 hours.
Where are we past the end of regulation? 2 hours. I mean, I'm seeing, like, parking lot brake lights.
Done. So here's the problem, all right?
Outside.
LSU's campus is locked between the Mississippi fucking River and Highland Road, basically. There's no primary artery out of that stadium. That's the problem. And you can't build one.
You can't build one
because of that fucking river.
You can't create one.
So
you can't create one.
You're stuck. Man.
Yeah. I mean, true facts are this place is like sinking like half inches every other year or something, like the stadium. Like it's
95 years old.
Like black ops will tell you that they bought land down the road, River Road, to like build a new Tiger Stadium in 2040.
I'll tell you this much. And the wine.
That's just the whiskey talking and the wine.
I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, they built that stadium in 95 years ago, and since then they've added 95,000 seats to it. So it's incredibly massive. So not only have you continued adding on to the stadium, but to the problem you're talking about, but the traffic problem, well, you haven't added infrastructure around the stadium. You keep adding seats. So you're inviting more and more people into the stadium without more infrastructure to get out. So that's always going to be a problem. So people are going to leave in the third quarter. Yeah, bro.
It's an issue.
I love you too, Jordy.
Scone, I love you.
All right. Are we?
I was going to sign off, but it sounded like you were getting into another story. So I do love you, but continue your story.
I know when to shut up. Dude, look at the comments.
Bro. Jelly Rock, hello.
Fuck Stephen Baker.
Steven, we got a great umbrella for you, bro.
Parting gift.
A great umbrella. Guarantee Media's umbrella that you're gonna love. I'm gonna give the citizens ice chest to John Lewis.
Okay. All right, we're done. Later.
Stern, I love you. Good night. Later.
Burger I am.
Goodbye.
All right.
Citizens, Bank and Trust. Citizens.